It's your girl Taylor, back at it again. Here we are, in my room this time. Um, so forewarning, I have a puppy, so if things get a little wild, that's it. And I'm pretty new to this YouTube crap, so if my videos aren't up to par on stuff, I don't care, because I don't know how to edit. But I'm gonna work on it. So the last video I did was What is Love Really? And it was kind of all over the place. So I'm going to really try and focus on one topic from now on and really talk about that. And people who see these videos, if there's anything you want me to talk about, I'm definitely down to talk about anything. These videos are really just to talk about my personal experience and what I do, and really just try to help people see that you're not alone and there's someone else out there that is going through what you're going through, and someone who cares, and that your voice does matter. So I want to talk about happiness, because that's something I've always struggled with, when there's so many things in my life that I should be happy about and not let all the bad things get to me, but somehow that's what we do as humans. So I just really want to focus on that. So for me, has been really hard for me to find true happiness, because I feel for most of my life I've had to be someone I'm not, because I was afraid of everyone and what they would say about me being gay. And I've really found I'm now comfortable in my own skin, and so I'm more able to talk about it and be happy with who I am and open up and be there for other people that don't have anyone there for them like I didn't. And the thing is I had all these people there for me. I had friends, I had a really great family, but since it was something I was so insecure about and scared about, and I didn't know how people would take me, it was something that I kept in, and that made me even more unhappy. And I was in a relationship secretly, and that killed me, because I wanted to be able to talk about and be open about our love. And if someone is, not cool with being open about you guys being together, then you're probably not with the right person. I understand if, you're with your first girlfriend for the first time and you guys are afraid to tell your parents or whatever, that's totally fine. But if you've been out for a while, or you guys have been dating for a year or so, and they're still not going to tell their friends or their family, I would start to wonder if they're just, really not happy with you, or ashamed of what you guys are, or whatever, and that's not someone I would want to be with. So I would really evaluate that. But, we live in a world that's very selfish, and so we tend to do what makes ourselves happy before we do what makes others happy, or how we can, help others and benefit others and help them grow. And the thing that I've always done is put other people before myself. And while that's a good thing, it's very far-fetched, and you have to be careful doing that, because I realize I've got hurt a lot doing that. And the one thing I've learned, that I've expressed this to my mom a lot and my best friend, is it's everything that I'm going through in my life, the things that hurt me, are things that I could have controlled. And it's even though a person hurt me, I really hurt myself by putting myself in that situation and not learning the first time. And that's the thing, you have to be aware at all times, how a person's treating you, whether it's fair or not. And to be happy, first you have to be happy with yourself, and that's what I'm learning. Is, in the past, I thought I'd been so in love with a person, and I was so happy, and there was no way I could ever be any happier with anyone else. But the thing that I lacked was self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love. I didn't have any of those things. I put every single ounce of time and energy I had in that person, and had all these expectations, because I would drop anything for them. I would do anything for them. The love I had for them was crazy. But I never felt like they loved me back. And what I failed to realize is, while I was giving every single ounce of energy I had, all my time to that person, I was taking away from my friends, my family, my school, my success, myself, and they were putting time and energy not only into me, but into their friends, their family, their self, their success, their school. And that doesn't mean that they don't love me as much as I love them, but it means that they're balancing out everything in their life. And that's what I've had to learn, is that just because you have a significant other in your life doesn't mean you drop everything else. Because before that person came along, you had your parents, you had your close group of friends, or your close best friend, you had school, you had all these things that you were going for in life. Things that you know, were like, oh, nothing will ever get in the way of this. Like, I'm going to do this no matter what, no matter who comes along. And then bam, that person comes along. Trust me, I've been there. And you drop everything. You stop everything you're doing for that one person. And then guess what? They're gone. And now you're 20 million steps back because you gave up everything for that one person. And what did they give up for you? Nothing. They still continue to live for themselves. They still continue to live towards their future, for their parents, for their family, for their friends. And that's what I've had to learn as a person, is I can still love the person I'm with and love my friends and my family and love school and be successful and still do things that are for myself. And that doesn't make me selfish. And I always thought, oh, that makes me selfish. No, you have to balance everything out in life to be happy. You can't suffocate yourself in one thing. Because guess what? That one thing may not always be there. Sometimes it is always there, but other times it's not. And then you lose that one thing and you have nothing left. Because while you were drowning and getting lost in that one thing, you were losing everyone else. You were losing your sight of everything else in your life. Because nothing else mattered but that one thing. And this life is so short, and we have to give our love to everyone. But we mostly have to give it to ourselves. And in order to be happy, you have to learn to look at yourself in the mirror and see what everyone else sees, the good. And be able to see the beauty in yourself and in your heart and in your mind, and know that your thoughts, they matter. Your feelings, they're relevant. What you have to say is important. And it's like we totally take away everything from ourselves that we think would be stupid or that doesn't make sense to other people, because we don't want people to look at us different or they wouldn't understand us. But the thing is you yourself, who you are, the other person on the side of this video watching this, you come first. And you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. And you have to give your all for yourself, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. And you could be so in love in this moment, and you could have the love of your life, but literally in the blink of an eye, that person can be gone forever. And trust me, I can speak from experience, because on a Thursday afternoon, on June 9th, 2011, I woke up that morning, and I had a father. And that afternoon, at 12:30, he was gone. He was hit in a car accident, and he died at the scene. And I can never get that back. But did I ever think in a million years that I would not have a dad? Did I ever think in a million years that, what am I going to do now when it comes to my wedding day? Who's going to walk me down the aisle? Luckily, I was granted with the second father that has been there for me since the very beginning and has taken care of me and will gladly walk me down the aisle. But what about other people out there? What about those situations where they don't have a second dad? Or they don't have someone else there for them? You have to be strong enough for yourself. Because this world is a one-man world. It's a one-man show. It's you and that's it. Because we think just because just because you would give up everything for another person doesn't mean they would give up everything for you. And does that make them selfish? No, it doesn't. It just means that we all operate differently. We're all different types of people, and we have to keep that in mind. And to be happy, you really just have to dig deep within yourself. And there's going to be days where you're weak, and there's going to be days where you don't want to get out of bed, and nothing but negative thoughts fill your mind, and you're like, how is things ever going to get better? Why does things always happen to me? What do I do to deserve this? No one deserves it. No one deserves, losing their dad in a car accident. No one deserves losing their husband or their wife or their child or their girlfriend or anything. No one deserves that. But in this life is so unpredictable, and things are going to be thrown at you, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with them. I never thought I would have to learn how to deal with losing a parent, ever. Not for a really, really, really long time. But I took that for granted. I took that for granted because I was so caught up in myself and the person I was with at that time. I didn't care that it was my dad's weekend to go see him. I just wanted to spend my time with my significant other at the time, and guess what? Where are they? They are gone, and every single second I spent wasted on that person, I lost a second with someone that truly cared about me, someone that truly loved me, and I can never get that back because I was too selfish. And that's the thing. There comes a point where you have to take care of yourself, and you have to do what's best for yourself, but you also have to find, the balance act. When am I doing enough for myself? But when am I doing too much and not caring about anyone else? Selfishness and selflessness, it's a big thing. And losing my dad taught me how to be selfless, but also take care of myself and learn how to love myself and learn to see what that person that's in love with me, that person that I find one day that truly loves me for everything that I am and everything that I'm not, learn to see just a glimpse of what they see. And that will be enough to realize that who you are is important. Because there's someone out there that loves you so much that they would do anything in this world for you, just like you would do anything for them. And you just have to hold on to these moments. And when everything in the world's falling apart, you have to remember that you're still alive and you're still breathing. And you still have this day to make the best of. And even when you feel your weakest, you know what you can do? You can sit down and take a journal and write every single thing you feel. And even if you feel like no one else in the world understands you, at least you have those thoughts written down. And at least you can read over them and maybe understand them a little bit better than you did when they were sitting all up in your mind and scrambled up and driving you nuts. At least it's down, out in reality, out on paper, for you to see that all those thoughts that you feel, they're real and they're right there. And maybe one day someone will come across that and be like, wow, that person was hurting and I had no idea. Or wow, that person, their words is so powerful. And we just have to take in every moment. Every single thing in this life is so beautiful, whether it's your worst day or your best. And that's what we have to be able to see. Everything in our life, even on our worst and best days. Because we're going to have some days where we're on cloud 9 and nothing could go wrong. And it's easy to see all the good when things are going good, but we need to be able to see the good when things are going bad. Because those things that are good when things are going bad, they're going to pull us up out of the bad times, and they're going to be able to make us see, wow, my life isn't that bad. There are people out there that have nothing, literally nothing. We live in a world where we are accessible to anything. We have access to anything that we want, literally. And you think you're poor, you think that you have nothing, you're nothing. You're wrong. Because there are people out there that have nothing, that are poor, that have nobody, literally, but themselves. So we have to take in every single day as a blessing, as a miracle, something to be grateful for. If you have the worst day of your life, there is one thing to be happy for, and that's that you're able to say that I woke up this morning. I'm still here. And even on your weakest days, you have something to live for. Whether it's getting up to take care of your dog, getting up to take care of your kid, getting up to take care of your mom or dad or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend, you have someone that needs you. And even if you have no one else, you need yourself. And to be happy, it's really not that complicated. It's really not. You just have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I am happy. I may not have enough money to make rent this month, but am I going to die from that? No. No, I'm not going to die. I'm just going to work a little bit harder to get that extra penny to be able to pay my rent. Because trust me, right now, I'm a college student. I struggle every freaking month to make rent. But eventually I make it. I may have to pay a $50 late fee here and there. But hey, I'm still kicking. I still got this going on. And it's the small things in life. That's what we have to remember. You know, I'm not a materialistic person. I shop at Goodwill. I don't care. I love that store. It's my favorite store in the whole world. And I find some of my favorite clothes there, okay? It's the little things in life that you have to remember. And you are the only person who can control your happiness. That's the truth right there. Let me just say that is the truth right there. Because that person that you're in love with, they may be controlling your happiness, but when they're gone, what are you? You're unhappy. But guess what? When you're alone and you only have yourself to call to at night, wake up to in the morning, walk around your house alone with, when you only have yourself, you have the power to make yourself happy. You have the power to take over your mind, take over your thoughts and say, you know what, listen here. I'm going to be happy no matter what. No matter what happens, I'm going to be happy because that is the one thing in life I have control over is my own happiness. Self-dignity to say, you know what, no matter what comes my way, keep on coming, baby, because nothing's going to knock me down. And if you can do that little step, I promise your whole world will change. My mom is the strongest woman I know. She has been through things that you couldn't even imagine. And she went through these things at a young age. She raised 2 kids as a teen mom, but you would never know. She is so successful. She is so successful, and she gave me and my brother the best life we could ever imagine. But guess what? She struggles every single day with her self-worth, with loving herself, with being positive. And she is one of the best people I have ever met. And I'm trying so hard to help her see that there are people out there that love her regardless. And you know, you could be that person that is like, listen, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you're just not getting through that person. But don't give up. Don't give up the fight, because that person needs to hear those things. That person's bashing themselves inside, but you're the person that's you know, bashing them with kindness, bashing them with love, letting them know you care. And let me tell you, that means more to them than you'll ever know. Because there was a point in my life where I felt like no one understood me. I got my heart broken by my very first girlfriend that no one knew about. So I was dealing with a broken heart completely alone. And let me tell you, that's no such fun. That's not fun. Sorry, I can't talk. But that is not fun. And that's why I always said I will be there for anyone, because I was completely alone. And when I didn't think my life could get worse because my heart was so broken and she was off with some other guy going to prom, I got the call that my dad had been in a car accident and that he had been killed. So I had to learn how to deal with a broken heart from a lover, and I had to learn how to deal with a broken heart from losing my parent. And then, through all that, I found the courage and the strength to come out to my family and my friends. And I never ever thought I would get through that time in my life. But I had people there to support me that I never thought would be there. And that's the thing. You may feel like you are completely alone, but let me tell you firsthand that you are never alone. There is at least one person out there that loves you. One. And you have to hold on to that person, or hold on to that group, or hold on to whoever it is. And together, you guys will find all the happiness in the world. Let me tell you, happiness is easy to come by. It doesn't cost anything. And that's what people think. It costs things. You have to spend $100 on a brand new outfit, or you have to spend thousands of dollars on a brand new car or a brand new phone. No, you don't. If you are able to find happiness in the little things, gosh, imagine how much happiness you could find and how humble you would be when you were granted a new house or a new car or anything that's materialistic and big. But if you can find happiness right here, everything that you are, you will find happiness in every situation that is thrown at you. You will be humbled. You'll be able to see greatness in everything. And even on your worst days, you'll be able to stand tall and say, you know what? I'm happy no matter what, because I'm happy within myself. And let me tell you, I may be making this video right now, but am I the happiest person ever? Heck no. Do I have days where I just want to cry and days I do cry? Heck yeah. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. But I'm going to tell you right now that my better days are more often than my worst days. And you know why? Because I constantly put in my head that I'm happy. And even when things are going awful, I'm still going to be kicking it. I'm still going to be happy. Because nothing can knock me down. Not this crazy world. Not anyone. Take care of yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to be happy within yourself. Learn to be happy within the small things, like waking up, like having a toothbrush to brush your teeth, like having shampoo to wash your hair, like having clean socks, like having warm clothes. Think about those things. Think about having a hand to write, an arm to lift, feet to walk, eyes to see, a mouth to talk, ears to hear, a nose to smell. Think about those things, because oftentimes we don't think about those things. And there are people out there that would die for a finger, that would die for feet, that would die for arms, that would die to be able to walk again. To die to be able to have the person that they love back again, to have their parent back again. Those people would die for that. But every single day we take for granted every little thing, big to small. But first we have to learn to appreciate the little things. And then the bigger things. Love yourself. Be happy with yourself. Be happy with everything that's around you. Learn to love the things that you hate. Put love in your heart. Breathe in love, exhale hate, baby, every single day. I want you to sit down in front of a mirror and look at yourself and name off 5 or 10 things that you truly believe are good about yourself. I don't want you to think about the bad. I got a pimple on my chin. You know what? I don't care. Who cares? You know how many pimples are on other people's face? How many pimples are anywhere? They're there and I can't control them. Okay? I want you to point out the good things in you. Like, I love my long hair. You know? Point out those things. And eventually, it's going to become habit and routine. And you're going to start to see the things that I would see in you. That your mom would see in you. That your lover would see in you. That everyone would see in you. So believe me. Before making anyone else happy, you have to learn to make yourself happy. Peace out, world. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.